Hello, welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to I'm Gay and I Dislike Pride Month by Finding Sky. So yeah, let's get into it. Because you obviously need to hear it from someone that is of the other side. Because if you hear it from a straight man, a cis male, as these fucking lunatics put it, they immediately just call your opinion invalid. Which makes no sense. It's an opinion. How can it be invalid? But whatever. Let's get into it.
Pride Month came in harder than Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball.
Jesus fuck. Copyright!
As long as I've been out the womb, and I still have yet to go to a pride parade. I feel like the only reason I would go would be
I
to
don't think
pick
I've
up
ever
some
been to a
baddies,
single
but
fucking
judging
pride
by the
parade.
videos I've seen online,
Yeah, because of
Pride's not
that.
where baddies go. During Pride Month, there's this widespread encouragement to be proud of something that you simply didn't choose to be. I mean, being told to be proud that I'm gay feels the same as being told to be proud that I have brown hair and 2 hands. I mean, I didn't really choose these things. I just popped out the pussy portal like this and I'm forced to exist with it now. If you're anything like me, it feels a little strange scrolling through your IG feed to suddenly see a rainbow assortment of posts praising an aspect of yourself.
What the fuck is that? All right, a little side tangent. I love her eye color. This is a very pretty eye color. I love colored eyes, dude. Like light colored eyes, blue, green, fucking whatever have you. They're fucking nice. They look really nice to me aesthetically. I don't know. It's probably because I have brown eyes and I see them every day and I'm just like, ugh, same old brown eyes.
That you really don't even pay much attention to. And then you get those thoughts in the back of your head like, oh, but shouldn't I be happy that these people are supporting me? I mean, hey, there's a whole month dedicated to celebrating an aspect of myself. Are they really supporting you though? So this is a good thing, right? These surface level thoughts try to convince you to be happy about it, but something internally is still just not sitting well. See, if you keep making these special months and these special parades, then it makes gayness special. And I know I can't speak for everyone, but I don't want to be treated like I'm special, especially not for something as trivial as my sexuality. I have no desire to be treated like I'm different when I feel perfectly normal. Some people might think that the pride parades encourage people to be more accepting of the community, but to be honest, I disagree. The only way you're gonna reach normalcy is when you stop constantly highlighting the fact that you're different. I can feel this awkward distance between myself and an acquaintance when they find out I'm gay. There's this subtle pause where I can tell they feel some amount of social pressure to say something supportive so that they don't seem homophobic. There's this weird pressure put on straight people that if they're not openly supportive or active.
My fucking dumbass. If I'm close with that individual and then they do that, I'd be like, I'd probably make fun of it. But that's how I show I care, if I'm being honest. If you're really close to me like that and we can like josh about it, then yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be like, oh, congrats. I'll be like, huh, cool. You want a cookie or something? I just treat you like any other person. Like it's just another day. Like, cool. That's cool. You do you.
Actively participating, then they're somehow not an ally. When in actuality, most people just don't care. They don't care that you're gay. It makes no difference to them. Your sexuality is completely irrelevant in their mind, which is exactly how it should be. Do you really want to be treated any differently on the basis of who you want to hump? I just find it strange to see people wearing their sexuality like it's some badge of honor. Like maybe we should reconsider giving relevance to this really irrelevant detail about us. I mean, I'd like to say there's more depth in my character than my love for big booty Latinas. I understand that the community is still pushing to be more accepted, but I guess the part I don't understand is why you need that acceptance anyway. Legally, you can get married to who you want now, so what do you push validated? After enough time and effort, a push starts to feel like a shove, and that's the point I feel like we passed a long time ago, where we're not just raising awareness and support, but trying to force others to agree with it. That's when you really start to see some pushback and the progress you were making for the community actually starts to regress. I mean, overall, I feel like straight people have been pretty nice to us. Sure, I got called a faggot and a dyke more times than I could count, but for every person who called me a slur, there were thousands that voted in support of gay marriage. A lot of people have been tolerant of us, and I just think it's a good idea to return some of that tolerance. It's okay if someone's not okay with you being gay.
That's some shit I'd call my homie if they were gay. Well, obviously I do it out of love and shit. You know, if they can rip my ass a new one. Like, what up, faggot? And then they'd be like, what up, wetback? I'd be like, hey! They'd be like, hey! And then we just high five and act like nothing's ever happened. Go about our day.
They have their own life, their own experiences, and their own freedom to believe whatever they want. It's pretty unreal how the LGBT community is known for being an inclusive and accepting group, yet they're extremely excluding of anyone who doesn't fully align with 100% of their values. They're so inclusive.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
They exclude you. Get it? If we're gonna preach open-mindedness, then let's actually be open-minded. That means being open to people who completely disagree with your worldview.
Yeah, the issue with that is that that requires you to have a mind, and not just any mind, a sound mind that can process logic and reasoning. And a lot of these people are just so brainwashed that they can't process anything logically or reasonably, and they just screech at you like some fucking pterodactyl. I mean, it's all over TikTok. You could find you could toss a fucking stone into TikTok and you could find some fucking LGBTQ extremist out there screeching at someone for not using their right pronouns, which is fucking retarded if you ask me. It's just fucking stupid.
Real open-mindedness means being tolerant to opinions that don't align with your own. There are people who will never relate to your perspective, and they don't have to. As crazy as it sounds, I think I could be friends with a homophobe. I grew up never being accepted. I don't care if you don't like who I am. I'm open to hearing your perspective, even if it's not one that I personally subscribe to. I'm never gonna try to force you to adopt my point of view. That's a trivial battle I have zero interest in fighting. And honestly, adopting that kind of attitude is a hell of a lot more likely to warm somebody up to gayness than screaming at them that they're evil and homophobic. I personally feel like this ideology of constantly needing acceptance is just a juvenile expectation overall. There's always going to be people who don't like you and don't accept you. That's just a normal part of life. As long as they're not gatekeeping opportunities from you or deliberately trying to harm you, then that lack of acceptance really shouldn't even bother you. I feel like the LGBT community is so quick to blame their inability to fit in or be liked on their sexuality. Like, oh, it's because I'm gay, or it's because they're homophobic. When in reality, that's probably only the case
Probably because you're insufferable.
I also find it kind of strange how the LGBT community is marketed these days. And I use the word marketed very intentionally here because it does feel like social propaganda that's trying to sell you something. LGBT is presented as all sunshine and rainbows. Literally, the flag that represents the community is a rainbow. But it's no secret this community struggles severely. Mental health outcomes are trash. Our self-delete rates are ridiculously high. And don't even get me started on the involved, lengthy, tedious process of trying to have a kid with someone who's the same sex. There are many aspects of gayness that just suck. Like, it's weirdly romanticized on social media these days, and I don't get it. Like, why glamorize it? I gotta spend thousands of dollars to extract my eggs, pay to keep them in a baby freezer, find a sperm donor, and then once it's all said and done, there's only like a 30% chance of success. So if it doesn't work, I gotta pay for that process all over again. I can't just
30 only? Oh yeah, and they have to pay. Oh, thank God Trump won, dude. Thank God Trump won, because his IVF plan would essentially make all this shit free for women who can't have kids the traditional way or are like her, lesbians. God, thank God, dude. Thank God he fucking won, now that I think about it. Like, holy shit, that's another reason to like praise that dude, that man. The IVF being paid by your health insurance and nothing coming out of your pocket. So far, it's gonna be such a game changer for all women, straight and lesbian. Yeah, that just literally her explaining the medical the billing of all that shit, even though she's not getting into actual numbers, just reminded me of that little fact. Yeah, goddamn. Well, power to you. I mean, hopefully he enacts that sooner, and if you want kids, her specifically, you'll be able to actually afford to get all these treatments that you need to get to conceive a child. You know, power to you.
In the bitch, and then 9 months later she poops out a baby. Like, this shit's complicated. It's been a year since I released my last LGBT video about pride, and what's amazing is that 2 million people watched it, but it feels like nobody listened. People in the comments were calling me a traitor, saying things like friendly fire will not be tolerated. But when did we ever declare a war? I don't want to fight you. You've built your entire identity on something as trivial as who you want to sleep with, and as far as I'm aware, you didn't make that decision, and neither did I. I'm not firing shots. I'm telling you it's dumb to have your guns out in the first place. You think there's way more people who care about this than there actually are. Nobody cares about who you're trying to hump except for whoever's trying to get humped. People were
Yeah.
wanting me to make more LGBT-related videos, but I didn't want to because continuously bringing it up just gives this trivial thing way more importance than it deserves. The best thing this community can do right now is to be quiet. And I know it sounds harsh for me saying that, but there's just a lot of noise coming from this community. And it sucks knowing that by making this video, I'm really just adding to it, but I'm not trying to add fuel to the flames. I'm holding a fire extinguisher trying to put it out.
Well, the issue is that... Fuck. Shit, I had it in mind, but I wanted her to get her statement in. Ah, fuck. Okay, the issue is the people that are pushing all this shit aren't even actual supporters of the community. They're just grifters and trend seekers. That's the thing. Like, anyone can say they're non-binary and now they fall into LGBT. I could wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? Today I'm choosing to be non-binary for the rest of my life, and just like that, I'm part of the LGBT community, which is fucking just ludicrous in my mind, dude. Because a lot of these people, they're actually choosing, and that's not what LGBT is. They didn't choose to be gay or lesbian or bi or transsexual. They didn't choose that shit. That's something they were born feeling. And then you have the Q and all that other shit coming in here and fucking ruining everything for them. Like, holy fuck. I saw another one where it was like, remember when all we wanted was just to get married, and Republicans were saying that we were going to start parading down the streets our sexuality, and we said no, we just want to get married, and then look where we are. I saw that someone else explained that it was another woman who was who was a lesbian, and she fucking said that, and she was like, how the turntables essentially, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking wild. And the thing is, it's not even the people that are part of the LGBT, it's the Q plus bullshit, which is why now you're seeing a lot of the LGB and some T's wanting to separate and distance themselves from all that extra other shit, because they're starting to see that it is hindering them and their communities and the way they want to live. They just like her. She just wants to chill, live her life, and be treated like an equal, like everyone else, like your average schmuck. She doesn't want her only defining feature to be her sexuality. And that is what I feel like a lot of the LGB has been doing. And like some T's, I feel like that's what they want. They just want normalization of their lives. They don't want a stamp put on them that all that stamp says is gay or lesbian or bi or transsexual. They don't want that. They just want to live their fucking lives just like the rest of us. Then you have oh my god, you have fucking... This is why Pride Month has always pissed me off, dude. Not only is it like a sin if you're religious, the sin of pride, which was the downfall of God's right hand. It's also fucking ridiculous that they're getting an entire month, and then all they do during that month is fucking parade around and trash the streets. Meanwhile, veterans only get 1 day, which was 2 days ago, Veterans Day. Those who fell in combat and are KIA get only 1 day, Memorial Day. Like, that's fucking wild to me, man. Father's Day, only 1 day, and great, it lands in fucking June, which is Pride Month. Great, cool. Way to take away notoriety from fathers. Mother's Day, only 1 day. Like, all these other things that should be extended, or that should be, at least in my opinion, like 3 days to a week minimum, are just 1 day. But the community that just wants to be treated normal gets an entire month to parade around how abnormal they are and make an exposition out of their sexuality and we're just supposed to accept that and be okay with that while they just shit on the streets and trash them. Not literally shitting on the streets, unless the Pride event takes place in San Fran, in which case, yeah, shitting on the streets. But it's just fucking wild to me, man, and it's insane, dude. Like, a lot of people don't even care about this pride bullshit. They just want to live their lives normally, and I mean the LGBT community, like her. And then, like she said, when she speaks out against it or about it, they're labeled a traitor or a self-hating gay, or to be even more extreme, a self-hating faggot. Like, it's fucking ludicrous, dude. Like, no, they just want to live in peace and tranquility. And it's just fucking wild that people can't see the hypocrisy of their own actions, dude. Like, everything she says is right. Everything she said is correct. Like, the community of acceptance and tolerance is only accepting and tolerant of if you agree with their views, which is utter bullshit. And it's just it's very disheartening to see people just attacking people over a fucking belief that they, whether they don't agree or do agree, and then turning around and calling themselves the tolerant ones, trying to build a community of love and acceptance. Reminds me of this fucking VTuber's post that I saw, fucking hypocrite, saying that if you voted for Trump, you're not welcome in my community. I was like, wow, that's fucking sad. And I saw another one too, some shit about Trump, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I see that shit a lot on dating profiles too, which sucks ass because it's fucking I live in California, and almost every other one has that shit where it's like, if you voted for Trump, swipe right. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna block you. Have fun staying single, because you're not gonna find a dude with that mentality. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this little reaction video. Something different. Go show her some love and support. She deserves it. She doesn't deserve to be attacked over expressing her opinion and her beliefs and her views on shit. Yeah, I will catch y'all in the next one.